What's happening, everybody? Hope you're doing good. Such a grace to see you again today. Very much appreciated. Thank you very much. I see you from all over the world. You're watching us constantly, regularly. You are very much appreciated. Thank you. We are one family. I know many are in Jamaica, in America, in the UK, many are in all part of the world, but we are the same people, trust me. Okay, let nobody tell you anything different. Let nobody say they don't like you because you're different. Yeah, look, we are the same people. Maybe you've experienced somebody that doesn't like you from a different continent, from Africa, from other places. That wasn't me. He doesn't represent me. He doesn't represent millions of people who probably like you if you give them an opportunity. Okay, so let's come together. We are the only people in the world who don't like each other or push one another, who don't work together. Let's make a difference. Whether you are from Nigeria, from the United States of America, from Jamaica, from Trinidad and Tobago, you're from Rwanda, from Zimbabwe, South, I don't care. Let's come together. Thank you very much for choosing us. If this is your first time, please click on the button, subscribe right here so we can see each other much often, okay? We're gonna all do this so we can push our video further. Please. It's done. Is this done? I'm not gonna continue if this is not done, okay? Great, thank you. So today we are talking about a video that surfaced. This video have made a lot of noise. It's a video supposedly about French soldiers. Okay, clearly it's French soldiers training some people, but these people are supposedly terrorists of Al-Qaeda. So it looks like a French trainer, a French officer teaching Al-Qaeda members how to shoot machine gun in Mali. French soldiers that were supposed to come to Mali, Niger, and Burkina Faso to fight terrorists are being seen in a video training terrorists from Al-Qaeda on how to shoot a machine gun. Does that make any sense? Crazy. The first question is, why would a French military officer be training some dude who looks like a terrorist how to shoot a machine gun? What's the purpose of that? Like if it was like a Malian or a Burkinabe or a Nigerian who was being trained by the French, there should be reports about that, right? Because all trainings are kept somewhere, are registered somewhere, right? Training should be registered. If it's professional training, it should be registered. So you should be able to say, okay, this was day 15th of November, whatever, which year, we were training them how to shoot machine guns. Okay, so if you cannot even to count, in order to counter that, to bring those files showing a specific day where you were training these people, you are supposed to be training against terrorists. Who were you training? Who is this person on the video? Who is this officer on the video? Who is the person next to him being trained? That's a good question. So the French obviously have said, no, this is not real. You are lying. You are not telling the truth. This is misinformation. You know, you will notice that every time something is very strong information comes out, they're going to call it disinformation. It's a very good tactic. So while the disengagement of French soldiers in Niger began on Thursday, they started leaving Niger, disinformation around the activity of French soldiers in Sahel is in full swing. So we are reading here from the French newspaper. Okay, this is what they say. While they are still trying to leave Niger, disinformation has started already. This week, a video taken out of context, they even know the context is out, resurfaced to suggest an old involvement of French army in the training of terrorists linked to Al-Qaeda. So this is a video taken out of context that suggests that French people were training terrorists from Al-Qaeda. The video in question appeared on October 3rd, 2023. On an openly anti-Western Nigerian Twitter. So the video came out on Twitter, on an openly anti-Western Twitter. So it can't be truth because already the owner of that Twitter account is anti-Western. The image we observe is French soldiers in sand-colored outfit equipped with bulletproof vests who appear to be training out a shooting instruction session. They appear to be carrying out a shooting instruction. The weapons used is not of French origin. So the weapons are not French. No. You can't accuse us because the weapons used are not French. This is a PKM, a machine gun that's regularly found in Africa. So it's not ours, it's found in Africa, so it can't be ours. There's nothing wrong here. The training takes place in a good atmosphere between French soldiers wearing the Operation Barkhane badge and elements in the military fatigue with their head wrapped with scarves. So the French newspaper is not opposing the fact that it is a video about a French officer training some dude to shoot the machine gun. But obviously that machine gun is not a French machine gun. So it doesn't really matter if it's a terrorist. Anyway, it doesn't matter because it doesn't count because the machine gun we taught them is not a French machine gun. Okay, the men were talking in Tamashek, a Tuareg language spoken mainly in Mali. This is obviously in Mali. The story that accuses France of supporting terrorists is a classic disinformation in style. So it's disinformation. It's not truth. There's nothing to see here. Even though there's a French soldier, clearly a French officer, training a man dressed like a terrorist, it's disinformation. There's nothing to see. And by the way, the gun is an African gun. Oh, it's not a French gun. So it's okay. It's disinformation. Again, fellas, let me just remind you here, okay? Mali kicked out the French because they were not happy with things that were happening there, like Niger and Burkina Faso. They wanted to take the head and the lead of their own country. They had been colonized for many years, and after colonization, they were still under the shackle of the French because the money used in Mali, the CFA franc at the time, is money printed in France. Yeah, for CFA franc. Actually, the money that's many countries in Africa, many French-speaking, Francophone-speaking countries in Africa, countries colonized by the French, are printed in France. So France prints the currency of your country. Are you really okay? Like you even say that you're a country? Yes, so Mali said enough. We don't want the French anymore here. You guys came here because you said there was terrorists. You want to help us fight the terrorists. But it seems like since you've come here, there's more terrorists than there used to be in the past. So thank you very much for the service. Please leave our country. We're going to do this ourselves. The French were not happy with that. Mali has carried out its own operation since then. And Mali has accused France many times of supporting terrorists, providing them with intelligence, with their drones. So basically the French will send the drone coming to look at Malians' military position and send those data to the terrorists. And that's what Mali says. So the French will send guns. If you notice, these terrorists have special guns, like brand new Toyotas, new machine gun, AK-47. These are not French weapons, but they do get these weapons. They're very well nourished. Who sponsors these terrorists? Who gives them the weapons? Who gives them the money, the funds, the logistics? Who gives them the intelligence data? So Malians, the Malian government, throughout its foreign minister, went to the United Nations and said, we have proof that France is nourishing terrorists in our country. We have proof that France is training terrorists in our country. We have proof that France is creating mayhem in our country so we can fail our own country, so they can come and provide us the fake help and continue to be here, continue to control us. We need a special session. Please allow us a special session so we can expose you with the data that we have. We have proofs. Malians ask the United Nations to sit down with France and show them that they have proof that France is providing training, arming, logistics, intelligence to terrorists in Mali. And the United Nations say no. They did not respond to that request of Mali because that would have embarrassed France in the biggest way possible. We all know who runs the United Nations. We know they can pull the strings because even the last time, Niger was not authorized to enter the United Nations and express himself. They refused them because they said they were not a legitimate country. But in the meantime, Gabon could express himself, even though it was the same process. Gabon is a coup d'etat. They took power by force, but Niger could not do it. You know what I'm saying? So once again, the video is circulating. We know that French people are finally leaving Niger after a few months of battling it out, after a few months of resistance, saying they're not going to leave, they do not recognize the government of Niger. And now a special video have emerged, have surfaced, showing a French officer training terrorists to shoot a machine gun. And the French news obviously said, this is not a French gun, it's not a big deal, it's not a French gun. Okay. You can't say that it's a terrorist, it's just a guy wearing bandana with a non-French gun shooting. while the French guy is showing him how to shoot it. So it's not a big deal. It's not a French gun. It's not a French gun anyway. It's not a French machine gun. It's an African machine gun. It's just a guy shooting an African machine gun. You can't blame French for every time a French person is teaching some guy with a bandana to shoot with a gun that is not a French machine gun. Thank you very much, fellas. It's always a great pleasure. Africa needs to be liberated, and the only way to do it is via the truth. I don't understand. I don't know. If you come to a place and you say you're offering your help, okay? Because France came to Africa saying we are offering help. Our help is we're going to help you fight terrorism. Okay. Many years later, terrorism doesn't end. We say, okay, thank you, France. Go back to your country. They're not happy. No, you ungrateful. We've died for you. You're not going to get visas anymore. We're not going to adopt your children anymore. Our airplane will not come into your country anymore. What is all this for? I mean, if you're not gaining anything, why are you upset? Just go home. If you're providing help, then you should be the one that going like, you know what? Your loss. Why would you even bother? Like, no more visas for you. Your musician cannot come in my country anymore. From now on, I don't want your student anymore. Oh, I'm not adopting your kid anymore. That's very fishy. What is your opinion in this? Do you feel like this is genuinely a French officer training a terrorist how to shoot a gun against a legitimate government? Thank you very much. Your contribution is very necessary. Please drop it. We want to read it. God bless.